Make way for the bad guy. Better take a long look, because you're never gonna see a bad guy like this again. You better get out of his way. Bad guy coming through. Welcome to Bart. Next stop, Raider Way.
Just win, baby.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Welcome to the Bart, the Bay Area Raider Talk. We talking Raider Talk today for real, for real. Y'all seen the thumbnail? Man, are we soft now? Is that what's going on? Are we soft now? That's what we. I have to like go out my way and make this a whole thing now because I kept trying to like give little, hints along the way. Like, man, what's going on? We got the gossip girls going. I mean, the gossip guys going on now, and people being hella sensitive, and I'm like, man, I'm an original Raider. I'm from the town. I'm from Oakland, California, so I know what it's about. I've been a Raider fan for over 50 years. I was born in this. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this, and I know other Raider fans is out there, like my boy Pizzo. What's up with your Pizzo, Washington?
What's going on? How you guys doing?
Man, yeah, man. So we gonna talk about that today, and we gonna get this whole Maxx Crosby thing out the way. We gonna talk about this AOC thing, and then we gonna talk about who's gonna win the AFC West. Now, I lost 6 subscribers. I lost 6 subscribers because of some things that I've said. Now, who you gonna call? It's Black Hat. If y'all don't know about the Ghostbusters, y'all need to go get up on it because I'm here to. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. So y'all want to be out there mad at me because I'm giving y'all the real, then that is what it is. And if you subscribe, that's cool. Because like I said, this channel and this community is about people that's intellectual, that's facts over feelings. I'm not saying you can't have feelings, but we're not led by our feelings. We're led by our facts and what's going on. And you might want to listen to the OGs when it comes to the facts, because a lot of fans are new. I get it. The Raiders ain't won hell of years. I get it. A lot of y'all don't know what it's like and what it looked like and all of that. But y'all need to lean on y'all OGs. I mean, the ones that's reputables. And I know I got a reputable with me, and I know I'm reputable. And I got other reputables that I come on with. So y'all might want to hit the subscribe button and get it when you can, because today we're going to talk about it. Man, what you think about my initial question? Bruce Willis, what's good with you, brother? Jack Gustav, what's good with you, brother?
Okay, hit me with the question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, here's the question. Is the Raider fans becoming too soft? Are they being too soft?
I think some people are being a little emotional. Sometimes if people get emotional, I understand. Like you said, we've been losing for a long time, and you can't put the cart before the horse, though.
Facts. And so I do watch it. I watch as much Raider content that I can to support other Raider content creators because I'm One Nation. A lot of people say it's One Nation, but it's really One Nation over here. That's the brand over here, One Nation. So if y'all can't handle it, if you can't stand the heat, then get out the kitchen. You know how it go. So I was watching some other content creators and they addressed this very question. So I know it's not just me. And shout out to Rundown and his partner. I don't want to say his name wrong. I'll be calling him Chinalitos just because I'm just weird like that. But shout out to these guys, and they addressed this very topic. So keep this.
Some people would get mad, but to this day, I'm like, I don't know why people were mad at Geno giving the bird, bro. I don't understand.
You praised him when he did it to Seattle, but then you get mad when he does the same shit to you.
And it's not even that, bro. Like some of the nation, let's be real, we don't know exactly what was said.
Come on now.
But come on, bro.
There's a reason you can't do this in the World Cup no more.
Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's a reason you get a red card for talking shit with your mouth like this.
We know what's up, bro. Like, I'm not gonna say we don't know exactly what was said to him, but we know how the nation speak, and we know that there is a subsection of the nation that speaks a certain way as well. So you can't like You don't never know, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck how bad I'm playing, bro. If I fuck around and you call me something that I don't like, dog, then like fuck you, fuck y'all. So to me, man, you know, we can't be. I never understood why we were so mad at that. Never understood it.
Should we do it to each other as fans?
I've seen Raider fans call other Raider fans some real horrendous things. I ain't gonna
Yeah, bro, exactly.
vile things. So I don't understand it. You know, there was a question that I had. We won't ready to get out of here, but there was like, did the nation get softer? Is the question that somebody posted me in one of my comments on one of my shorts. They was like, did the nation get softer? You know what I mean? Because they was like, we used to be like now all of a sudden shit is setting people off. We bicker amongst each other over stupid shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, dog. I don't know. To me, it does seem like we are a little.
I don't blame the nation. It's more like maybe the era we live in.
So they brought up some good points, and I wrote down a couple of points. That go watch the full podcast and make sure y'all hit the subscribe on their channel and like their video, because you don't have to agree with me, but I mean, I need to know the logic behind what it is that people are saying, because a lot of people are leading with their emotions, and that's real feminine. As men, we supposed to lead with logic, and then we supposed to prioritize logic and then emotion, not emotion first and then logic. That's what women do. You know what I'm saying? So let's get out of that. We need to flip it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta flip it. You gotta flip it. So now we here to flip the narrative. So one thing that they mentioned, the Geno Smith, and I was saying this. I thought I was the only one that felt this way, and this is the reason why I used their clip. And I hope they don't get mad, but this is for copyright, you know, fair use and whatever. And shout out to them because they brought up good points. That when Geno Smith flipped off the nation, and they got mad. We don't know what was said. I get it. You got to be the pro or whatever, whatnot. But even after we found out that that he was being sabotaged by Chip Kelly, we still want to talk about how weak Geno Smith is. We still want to blame it all on Geno Smith, which I get as a quarterback. I play quarterback. I get it. You get all the praise and you take all the negativity too. So I get that. That's how you frame it on paper. But when you go look into the nucleus and what really the situation is, then you can see what the real situation is. Like Geno said, put it on me. That's what you're supposed to do as a leader. Take it if it's your fault or not. He flipped them off because he was very frustrated. I could see it from maybe game 2. I already knew it before the season that it was going to happen, but game 2, then you kind of start to see it, and then it just matriculated on its way down the season, and it made Geno Smith look worse than he really is, because we know how the Raider Nation do quarterbacks. They come over here and they look like a shell of themselves, and sometimes they don't even bounce back. So we're going to see if Geno can bounce back from it or not. But him flipping off the nation, I know you had a problem with it. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't have a problem with it, but let's use some kind of understanding of what's going on. So maybe instead of giving him 90% of the situation, we can at least give him like his proper 50% or 40% or whatever, instead of just keep putting it on Geno Smith.
Well, my only problem with it is I understand, like, I mean, at the end of the day, they're the fans, you know what I mean? So, but if they're saying some outrageous stuff, I mean, and I know fans be heckling, right? So hecklers are going to heckle. I mean, especially if you're a Raider, if you're going to be part of the Raiders or go to a Raiders game or whatever, you're going to get heckled like hell. I mean, that's that's the whole point, right? I mean, like he said, we heckle and flip off each other and all kinds of dumb shit. So, if we eat each other alive, what are we going to do to other people? I mean, that was the aura that the Coliseum gave off.
Right.
We don't have that aura anymore.
Exactly. And we lost that when we lost the Black Hole. Sorry. Yeah. I get it. Raider fans are not the same as Vegas fans. I get it. But now, do we lose who we are as a franchise? Because now we went from the most intimidating to the most sensitive. Like, the most irritated or whatever y'all want to call it.
Emotional.
So yeah, emotional. There we go. So the thing about it is,
Went from full of testosterone to full of estrogen.
so I'm like, what's going on here? Let's get back on track, y'all, because like you were saying, Pizzle, and I echo those sentiments. If we can't win with this, what we got going on, we in big trouble in little Las Vegas. I promise you. If we
Yeah.
do not win it with this in the next few years, like handful of years, I ain't talking about 4, 5, 6 years. I'm talking about a handful of years, and we don't see the progression and get into a playoff and win a playoff game, then we got bigger problems than the fans, y'all. So one thing that they mentioned was it's this era. And a lot of these people in this era have not seen the Raiders win. So they're at this point that they got PTSD, post-traumatic Super Bowl deficiencies. So I get it. Like they really want it. Like we haven't won a Super Bowl since '83, that's 17 plus another what? 26 years? Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's
like 50 years.
40. How many?
Been almost 50 years.
Yeah, like that's a lot of years, man. So I get it. Like we don't know what it's like. So
83 to
the
83
young G's against the OGs.
It's
Huh?
40 years, right? 83 to 40, 83 to 23 is 40 years, right? Something like that.
Yeah, so that's what, 43 years.
Yep.
And a lot of y'all wasn't even born yet. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us that's been Raider fans for 50 plus years, we were youngins. We didn't raise kids and they done went to college like they said and graduated and everything, and they still ain't won nothing. So I get it. But the OGs were a little bit more patient because we've been through it. And plus we have a Super Bowl that we can, put in our cap. So I do get that. But when we're telling y'all that this is different, that this is starting to look like what it needed to look like, this is giving us the Raider mystique back. Well, then if the franchise doing it, well, we as fans, let's not start acting like little girls about it. Start whining every time something happen. Oh, Maxx Crosby this, and oh, AOC this, and oh, Derek Carr this, and oh, I mean, like, come on, like Derek Carr era is over, man. It's over. It's over, man.
Been over, man.
It's over. I'm sorry. I don't even like how they did them, but we have to turn the corner, turn the page at some point. So that point is now. So for the young G's, be patient. Just be patient. We're getting there. I understand the frustration, but let's not crash out, as we say in the new era. Let's not crash out. And I think and I'm looking at my notes from what they were saying. A lot of them are listening to the clips and these content creators that don't know ball. They don't know ball, so they're going off their feelings and emotions about what they see on the field. And sometimes you don't even know what it is that you were looking at because you don't know what you don't know. A lot of people have not played the sport at a high level like that. So, and I'm not saying you've got to, because there's a lot of beat writers that haven't done it. There's a lot of people that represent the Raider Nation. They play high school ball and all that, but college ball is different than high school ball. Pro is different than college. But if you're in high school, from a high school perspective, talking about pro stuff, then you're going to be a little bit limited, but you got a little bit of knowledge, so share it. But then people that got the experience, listen to those people. They might not always be right, but the insight that they have can give you a little bit more insight than you have, because you don't know what you don't know. So, YGs, please be patient. Be patient. Let me see. Let's see. And I think one of the main problems that we have is that we're attached to players. I thought no one was bigger than the Shield. I thought the Shield was supposed to be what it's about. I love Derek Carr, like I really do. And before we even drafted him, I knew the night before that we even got him, I was like, please, let's just get Derek Carr. We need to get a quarterback in the building, and then we can kind of make this franchise do what it do.
Not me. I was like, please let us get Blake Bortles. Please let us get Blake Bortles.
Yeah, well, Blake Bortles wasn't that good either.
Yeah, well.
He ended up not having a better career than Derek Carr, but that's neither here nor there. So we get attached to players too much, just like this AOC thing. We're attached to AOC. Why we attached to AOC harder than the Shield? This guy literally came out and said, "Hey, look, I want to be a starting quarterback, in the league, whether it's here or somewhere else." And we know it ain't here, so why are we crashing out for AOC when we know that that he wants to go and be a starter somewhere? Now, if he wants to be the backup like we know he can, then do that, and then we could love you as a Raider. But if you don't want to be a Raider or you want a different opportunity for yourself, that's cool. You will always be a Raider still to me, no matter what. Same thing with Maxx Crosby. Maxx Crosby, speaking of business decision, make sure y'all hit the like button because y'all not making a good business decision if you're not hitting this. And only hit this if you're not one of them emotional fans. Because if you're an emotional fan, don't hit it. Do not do it. Do not. Don't. But if you like to use your head intellectual and like to do the education and then at least have an opinion based on logic and your emotion, then cool. Hit that, you feel me, underneath there. So the things with Maxx Crosby, like people was upset with him because he got traded and he came back. Like he said, Flock Nation. I get it why we upset. I get why we upset at Gino for flipping us off because it hurts. But let's look at it from a man's standpoint and a player. Like, come on, man, it's real in the field. It's real out there. A lot of y'all just watching the game. Y'all don't know what it's like to get hit by other grown men paying other grown people bills. Like they putting their life on the line for real. So let's look at some of these comments because this attachment to players is crazy. What'd you say?
It's supposed to be a little entertaining too.
Yeah.
So and I'm not blaming everything on Gino either. I understand there's some sabotagery going on. There's a little bit of that. There's a little bit of crappy coaching. So I'll give him a quarter. I'll give him a quarter or a third of the responsibility.
Yeah, I would too. I'm not saying he totally absolved of what he was doing because at the end of the day, the NFL is a production business. And there's no excuses. So either you produce or you're not. Because look, at the end of the day, as many of y'all kept calling him 3-0 Smith, like because he kept throwing 3 interceptions, he still ended up with more touchdowns than interceptions. So that means he thugged his way through it. To me, he was a Raider for me. I don't care what y'all say. He played like a Raider for me because he took all the BS. He was the underdog, and he still did not have a season where he had more interceptions than touchdowns. 1-to-1 ain't the greatest ratio, but having more interceptions than touchdowns, like everybody kept acting like he was, is diabolical. And I wouldn't want that as a quarterback, no matter who my coach was or coordinator, because I'm gonna just start calling my own plays. They're gonna have to get me up out of there. So Jack Yates, what's up with you, brother? And he said, I've been a Raider fan since '76. I believe every year, 100% because I love my team. Raider till I die. That's what I'm talking about. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. That is exactly what I'm talking about. That's the nation attitude that I'm used to. Bruce Willis says some of the nation cap because of the news. Generation can be soft, but I don't worry about them. Some of the nation can be because of the new generation. The new generation can be soft, but I don't worry about them. Yeah, I try not to worry about them, but I get tired when things don't go right. Oh my God, get them up out of there. Oh my God, because they're going to do it this year. I promise you, they're going to do it this year. Soon as Kirk Cousins get to doing something they don't like. This is why did we get a number 1 quarterback? Why are we asking this stupid question again when they didn't told us before they even drafted this guy, or as soon as they draft him and we brought in a quarterback to even start, y'all still thinking that it's a quarterback competition and all this other stuff. And I'm like, man, why don't y'all start really use your logic? Don't go off how you feel about it. Look at what's really going on. The man literally told us what our situation is. But what we're going to do is we're going to cry in the off season. I mean, in the middle of the season, and we're going to keep trying to get Gino. Get Fernando on the field when they told us what the plan is. Let's stick to the script. Let's stick to the script. Let them run what they run. Do we trust them or do we not trust them? I can see us crashing out over the other regimes, but y'all, a lot of people, and I'm not talking about all Raider fans. I'm just talking about the ones that apply to what I'm talking about. You can see us being upset about the regimes we went through just previously, but y'all was all in on them guys. How could y'all be all in on McDaniels? Like, for real? I could see being all in on or 3/4 in on Pete Carroll, but y'all don't want to look at the big picture.
I've been
Everybody
finding
was
this adversity for years, bro. This is adversity. Got to turn around sooner or later.
oh yeah, for real. Jack, yeah, you say, I hate to say it. Once a guy leaves, I'm done with him. I'm a Raider. That's it. Okay. But he never left though. He was almost gone. It's like you get into an argument with your chick and she gonna leave and she get in the car and then she think about it or she don't have no gas or she left the keys in the house and she gotta come back and she decide to stay, then you gotta kind of get over it. You gotta get over it. What y'all gonna be mad at him the whole time and then we win the Super Bowl, then you gonna forget? Then that's not once a Raider, always a Raider mentality to me. I respect what you're saying. I get what I do. I understand it. And that's your prerogative. No Bobby Brown. I got it. And you can hold your grudge against him or whatever, but we got to have a united front because a lot of the time, a lot of the reasons why this stupid stuff that's going on in the media is because we're perpetuating it. We're perpetuating it. We're sitting up there crashing out over it instead of just being like, we gonna see what happened now. Let's see what Max do. Let's see if he a boy like he say he is. Let's see if he a Raider to the blood like he say he is. There's nothing bigger than the shield because I get it. You know, I get it. Yates, first person act up, first person get drugged out. I get it. But he a Raider right now. Not only that, he's our captain. And he is the best player we got on defense. So what we gonna do? Run him out of here now? So I'm just saying, let's just calm down a little bit to the point where we could at least have them, the rest of everybody looking at us, not look at us as if we're some kind of dysfunctional group of people that don't know football, just over here crashing out and putting the fun in dysfunctional.
Well,
Let me see. So what else? What I was saying? Let's see. Because there used to be a time that we used to have a stigma of fear. Do y'all think that's what our stigma is right now?
no, we get laughed at now. We're the laughing stock of the NFL right now. We have been for a long time.
Yeah. We've been a laughing stock because how we handling ourselves. And these content creators, they're prioritizing their brand over the shield. They're saying all kind of stuff to get clicks and stuff just to get their YouTube brand up. And so they can say, well, I know the most about the Raiders and I'm this and I'm that. And I'm like, wait, you don't embody what the Raider Nation is all about. And so then when people from the outside looking in, they don't know the difference because that's the loudest voice in the room. So I'm not prioritizing my brand over nothing. It's business decision sports, town business at all times. I'm from the town for real though. I'm really from Oakland though. So it's gonna be town business at all times. So that's why I'm like, look, the reason why I'm doing this, my intent is because what I want to do is for the Raider fans that embrace what we used to be and like Kubiak is trying to do. I respect y'all. Those are the people that I want to rock with, and the rest of y'all got to earn y'all shield with me. And I don't care if you like it or if you don't like it. I don't care. I do not care because I'm a Raider now.
I'm a Raider.
Y'all might be Raider fans. I'm a Raider now. I've invested in the Raiders. I've been through the top to the bottom, to the floss to the fall. And y'all can't tell me nothing about these Raiders that I don't know. And if you do tell me something I don't know, then that means you got a little piece of information that means you're in the trenches too. Because there's things that Isla has brought to my attention that I forgot. Because I'm sure I forgot more Raider stuff than a lot of y'all ever know. And that's not to brag or anything like that, but I'm just sitting up there saying, like, just put yourself, make sure you know where you are in this whole thing. Because if you are a new Raider fan, I'm talking about 20 years, and you talking to somebody that's been a Raider fan for 50 years, then you might want to kind of listen a little bit, not act like you know more than this person. But that's just me, though, man. So I'm kind of like ranting, but I do want to go in and talk about the topics that we have. But I just want to get this off my chest right now because I don't want to keep revisiting this. But as long as we got these dead periods right now, I'm going to revisit it I'm gonna revisit, but then when camp start, then we're gonna be talking football. I'm not gonna be worrying about, like somebody said, I'm not gonna be worrying about what everybody going through because I'm making content. So then that way I don't have to listen to all the whining and crying and all this other emotional stuff. So I can do nothing but focus on whatever I'm saying in the community that rock with me. And if you are a chat raider, go on and hit that like button for your boy, me and Pizzle. So Pizzle, you got something to say before we spin off this topic? Because I know winning will cure it all. Winning will cure all of this.
Yeah, winning's going to cure all of it. But like as of right now, I mean, you just people. I don't know. It's a different time. It's a different era. Like we used to be the blue collar team, the guys that get up and go to work every day. Grind and grind and grind. That's what we would do. We grind and grind and faced all kinds of adversity before we ever won a championship. Won all kinds of playoff games. Won all kinds of regular season games. Right? Winning all kinds of name games. But through all of those games, we only won one championship.
Ouch. Whoop. And Yates, he clarified himself. He said, I love Max. I just mean in general, when they leave, they're not Raiders no more. I'm done with them. And you know what? There are certain players that once they left being Raiders, they're no longer Raiders. And I do feel, I understand what you said. I do understand. And that part right there, I have no discrepancy because I'm kind of like that too. Like, I mean, like, if we end up playing you, you're not going to be a Raider to me if we end up playing you. So, I mean, like, are you really a Raider right now? You're a Raider once you retire. But as long as you active, you're not really no Raider. You're dead to me. So I do understand that, and I do agree with you on that to a good degree, for sure. Would my boy Bruce Willis say, nope, no fear whatsoever. My boy said Raiders Unleashed said that Kirk Cousins is better than Joe Montana. That's funny.
Whoa.
That's funny. That's funny. I almost want to address that. I am going to say this, though. I know this ain't the same Raider Unleashed. You got 24 hours to respond to this, bro. If you did say that, I need you to clarify that because, for one, that's ludicrous. And I think I do remember him saying something about something. But what I do know is that he did not think that Kirk Cousins was good at all because he said AOC was better than Kirk Cousins. And I know he talked so down to me about Kirk Cousins, and I did see him the other night talking about Kirk Cousins as if Kirk Cousins was a boy, like how I was talking to him. So I don't know if I changed his mind or he had an epiphany or whatever it is. If he did say that he's better than Joe Montana, that's elite because that means AOC is better than Joe Montana.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bruce Willis says, that's the most upsetting thing about the Raiders is that no one fears us no more. I'm okay playing a little dirty play and winning because that's the fear will come back. The fear will come back. I agree. But we get mad because a player flips us off or whatever. Oh my God, you ran up and oh my God. Like, come on, man. Like, man, he thugged out. He was thugged out. He had a moment. Like, y'all, I mean, I don't think it's the best thing to do from a quarterback standpoint. It's not, but it ain't the end of the world to me.
No.
And Lou Skunk says, Max has to go. He quietly wanted a trade. He's not a Raider. Send him to Cleveland or New Orleans. Well, yeah, he quietly asked for it. Like that's smart to me. Like he didn't want to be a distraction because we already were full of distractions. But then y'all don't have that same energy for AOC who comes on the presser and says he don't want to be a Raider essentially no more because he said he want to start when we know that they brought two quarterbacks in to start over him and they got a backup. I keep forgetting my boy name. I need to remember his name. He's at undrafted. He's the fourth quarterback. Y'all might start paying attention to him because he might be the backup for Mendoza next year. Hopefully you guys can tell me his name in the chat. I'm sorry. He said that he was quoting stats. Hey, yeah, I know. I saw him when he was quoting the stats. I saw it
Stats of what?
about how good Kirk Cousins was after I gave him them stats, but it's cool.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah, he said, I'm glad Max is back. Yeah, I'm glad Max is back too, personally. So,
yeah, we'll see.
what up, fam?
We weren't winning with them, so we're gonna see if we weren't. I don't know if we're gonna win without them. I don't know.
No, we're putting pieces around him to give him the best put him in the best position to succeed. That's all you can do because there's nothing guaranteed.
No. All right. Well, that's for sure because that's what we brought Kuntz over here to do.
So let's talk about the Max trade because this is going to be a real quick topic. Max trade. I know some of y'all watch Mitchell Rance, and he said that he talked to people on the inside. And whenever people get to talking about, I talk to people on the inside, like, all right, I take that with a grain of salt, you know. So I don't know, but I kind of believe this. He's essentially saying the camp is saying, look, it's over. We're not trading him. And I heard this from multiple different places. He don't want to be traded. He's a Raider. Let's move forward. Why can't we just do that? Let's just do that until he proves us otherwise. Like, I'm not saying that you gotta totally forgive him, like, but keep your eye on him. But at the same time, give him the benefit of the doubt. Because y'all gotta remember, this is a business first. They don't call this show friends, they call this show business. It's called sports entertainment. So at the end of the day, come on, y'all. Are y'all not entertained? So what's up with Jay? So can we and the one thing I did like what Mitchell said is we're perpetuating this because I've been saying this was we need to kill this because these content creators that's prioritizing brand over business or the shield they say, oh well, this is being recorded. I don't really believe it, but it could be true because I feel like that Max, you know what I'm saying, talking out of both sides of their neck. So and then other fans hear that and then they feel the same way because they keep hearing it over and over. And then voices like mine and others that agree with me in pencil or whatever, they get drowned out or they get unsubscribed. So I don't understand it. So can we just put the Maxx Crosby trade thing to bed until it's something legitimate? Like, can we do that? 805 Raider, what's good with you, brother? What's good?
What's good? It's cracking.
Yeah, Max has become a headache, and you're right. AOC is a problem too. Okay, so let's talk about AOC. And I know this is a sensitive subject when it comes to AOC, but I'm telling y'all, I would say this about any quarterback that's in their contract season. The contract is coming to an end at this year, his rookie contract. So what are we going to do? Are we going to retain him? Are we going to extend him? What's his position on the team? And if he's saying he wants this and the franchise is going this way, then what's wrong with me saying, well, what we going to do? What we going to do? Because some got to give. He got to either play the role that we have for him or go somewhere else and try to recreate him another role. I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Well, we're figuring that out right now. We're not going to wait until next year because he's not going to be around. We're going to try and get something for him. That's the whole objective.
Exactly. And that's the business of it all.
Exactly.
That's the business.
Yeah, that's the objective. Somebody's going to get hurt in camp or something, and they'll want to trade for him. They'll need a backup.
J-Bo said, but Black. He said, but Black, we hear stuff from the media, but nothing from Max and the Raiders. Exactly. Like, why would y'all take second and third hand information? Like the JPJ thing just blew my mind to a whole nother level when they literally was reading a report. First of all, I'm listening to somebody give a report about something that he talked to somebody who talked to somebody that told them about what was going on inside. Y'all know how many levels removed that is? But y'all jump all in on that as if it was the gospel. And I'm like, well, that don't make sense to me. So how about we hear it, but then we don't repeat it? Like, I know one thing, me and my boys, we get mad at each other. Don't repeat stupid stuff. Because when you repeat stupid stuff, then you sound stupid. Don't bring stupid stuff over
Stupid.
here. So don't repeat stupid stuff. So now it was good to see. I was online and I saw some other guys talking about the Raiders from the outside looking in, and they were talking about this situation. And I was like, well, I don't understand why we don't understand that, because then I came to the conclusion the only thing that could make sense is because we attach to our players and it's an emotional thing. So check this out and let's see what you guys think after this.
J Rose, right?
What J Rose say?
We
We're
being
being
high
high schoolers. Would you say stupid?
Stupid.
So let's check this out, y'all, because I think this was really, really good.
Shout out to Saturday morning inspection. Go watch their shit. Give them a subscription.
Yeah, I do like their content. You're right. Make sure y'all give them a sub and hit the like on their video.
Every single offseason, especially when we get into a little bit of a dead period, a little bit of a quiet period, which we're in right now, there's a lot of speculation when it comes to certain rookies and certain new additions on any team. And the Raiders are no different, about guys that are overperforming or underperforming, or guys that aren't seeing the field and what it means for the future. And what's interesting for the Raiders is that the discourse at the quarterback position has obviously dominated the headlines, but I think there's an element of that people don't understand. I think the Raiders are setting up a massive trade at the quarterback position. I'm not talking about Kirk Cousins and obviously not Mendoza, but with Aidan O'Connell himself. And if you dive into the specifics of what's going on with this Raiders organization, you can see exactly what they're doing. So to set the table here, let's pull up our report right here, and then we'll dive into what's, the details on the other side. So this is from SI.com talking about Aidan O'Connell. It could be calls about him being a starter or a backup quarterback. The thing that has changed in this league over the years has been the backup quarterback position. Now they just do not want anyone in that spot on the roster. They want a quarterback they can trust with NFL experience, someone who can take over once their name is called. O'Connell has that on his resume. He has started games and has performed under pressure and in difficult circumstances. It's hard to say whether he would be a starter in this league, but he does deserve a shot. With the Raiders' packed quarterback room, that is likely not the case for him in Las Vegas.
Okay. I would agree. He deserves a shot. I know one of the main grumblings of the nation is that he hadn't had the opportunity to start. I disagree. I think, like, whenever a quarterback gets hurt and the backup comes in, bro, that's your audition. That's your opportunity, because it's not going to be given to you in the best way, because you're not a starter. You weren't the person that they were building the franchise around. I don't even think when McDaniels got AOC, he was trying to build a franchise around him. He was just trying to get a competent quarterback.
Yeah, he was just trying to get a competent backup. He wasn't even trying to get it. He wasn't getting a starter. AOC wasn't picked to take over Derek Carr. That would be a really bad decision. If he was, that's the dumbest decision that guy could have ever made.
He made a lot of them.
Yeah. No doubt, but I don't think he'd make that big of a decision like that dumb of a decision. Maybe he did. Maybe he thought AOC had what it takes. I mean, I don't think so, because he's not better than Mac Jones.
No.
And Mac Jones runs that offense. It ran that offense anyway. Got into the playoffs, blew a few people out, right? And then McDaniels left, came here.
Right. Yeah.
So
I don't. Go ahead.
So I don't see. I mean, opportunity. He's had ample opportunity, and when he did get his opportunity last year, he hurt himself.
Right. And then when he had a clean slate, yeah. I mean, the one time he had a chance to really start was with AP, and then they essentially vetoed that. He did lose his window. So I get it. And even for Aidan O'Connell, and I'm starting to like him a little bit more and more, but it can't get really past a certain point, because my best ability for a quarterback is availability. And if you can't show me that you can stay on the field for 14 to 15 games out of 17 games, then that's an issue. If I haven't seen it, I can think you could do it. But if you haven't done it, I'm not going to put my franchise on. I hope he could do it. No different than we're not going to put the franchise in Mendoza's hands, hoping he can do it. And we don't know for sure when we got all these new moving parts that we need to tune up first before we put him out there. So I do get it. If he thinks he can go and start somewhere else, hey, more power to him. As a matter of fact, out of any of the backups that we've had, and I don't know how long, if anybody could do it, it would be him. Because I didn't feel that way about Stidham. That's what they called him. But he got him a job still, you know.
Yep.
And I think he might be better than him. So, like, if you want to go ahead and test the market, then that's cool. That's fine. But Raider Nation, don't sit up there and get mad at me because I'm bringing it to y'all attention and he trying to leave the nation.
Well,
So
you can't.
it's not making sense.
Yeah, you can't be a starter and not complete a pass for 2.5 quarters. You know what I mean? And
That's tough.
and I mean, I don't know. I don't understand why people even could think that he could be a starter. We didn't draft him to be a starter. I don't know why. Just give this ain't the world peace. This ain't John Lennon and give peace a chance. You know what I'm saying? He had his chances. He had multiple chances, and I don't want to hear about all the coaches and offensive coordinators. And he's not the only quarterback that's gone through that. There's plenty of them. Like, nobody cares about that. It's not that. It's his performance. He's not performing. Like,
Right.
He's not good. Like, I don't understand how you don't see that he's not good.
And so the thing about this is we have intimate knowledge knowing what good he is and other teams don't. But see, what we're trying to do is make sure that we can get the most trade value out of it, because the perception is that he could be possibly, he's pushing Mendoza and he's pushing Kirk Cousins. And he's about to address this now. Check this out.
Obviously, the team wants to keep him to have that option at quarterback. If something were to happen to veteran quarterback Kirk Cousins before the season starts or early in the season, they would potentially go with O'Connell instead of rookie quarterback Fernando Mendoza. Whatever it is, the team will do its best to put O'Connell in a position to be successful. If they feel he has a chance to start elsewhere and are okay with Mendoza as the backup quarterback, we could see a trade that would make sense for both sides. This will likely come before it all begins for teams, as everyone will have the chance to learn the offenses. O'Connell has spent every year of his NFL career with the silver and black and was taken in the 4th round in 2023. So what we're starting to see is people are starting to realize something interesting is happening with Aidan O'Connell, right? He's a guy that's gotten very little attention, very little media publicity. All the eyeballs, of course, have been on Mendoza, and some have been on Kirk Cousins. But I think when you look at this recent reporting, you look at the discourse when it comes to Aidan O'Connell and the value of the quarterback position specifically, especially for a contending team, I think the Raiders are doing a really good job here setting up a trade. And you can kind of notice this if you look at the media reports on what the Raiders are talking about. So, for example, let's pull up the screen grab here. What I did is I searched up headlines involving Fernando Mendoza, and that there's a lot of negative media publicity. You guys have—
Now, check this out, y'all. This is the part of the game I keep trying to get people to understand. Politics. Because Kirk Kubiak comes out and say, "Oh, he's doing good." They've been saying that about him every year, and I don't think that they're lying. That he's a good teammate, he's a good leader, he's never in trouble. He learns the playbook. He has the ability to go out there and play to some good level. When we need a quarterback to come in to substitute for a starter, he's done that the best that he can. I mean, even so much that he can throw for 60 yards and beat the Chiefs, or he can throw for 120 yards and beat the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but that's not something I want my starter to be doing. You know, I wouldn't want my starter to be doing that. But
To each their own.
To each their own. But they're putting out these negative reports about Mendoza in order to boost AOC's trade. Because at first they were saying that he's worth about a 6th round. Now, we can probably get a 5th rounder for him, maybe even a 4th if we play our cards right. And this is what this guy is about to explain. So maybe if y'all hear from somebody that don't look like me, then y'all believe it.
Notice this. talking about why labeling Raiders #1 pick Fernando Mendoza as a prize project is a major red flag. Las Vegas gamble. Why sitting Fernando Mendoza behind Kirk Cousins could stunt the rookie's development. Fernando Mendoza struggling. The hidden risk in drafting Fernando Mendoza, right? And the list goes on and on. In fact, Miles, let's go to our next graphic. We got 5 more stories about Fernando Mendoza having some issues. Can he handle the pressure? Minicamp leaves scouts questioning Mendoza. External pressure could force the Raiders to rush Mendoza. Glaring weaknesses that haunt Mendoza, right? All this negative headlines, all this negative publicity. What does it really mean? This is what you see before a trade. What the Raiders are trying to do here is make sure that Aidan O'Connell's value doesn't drop like a freaking rock. Because right now, if you're one of the other 31 teams and you're interested in trading for Aidan O'Connell, you look at the Raiders quarterback room, you say, listen, you got your future guy in Mendoza, and you got your current guy in Kirk Cousins. Aidan O'Connell's not worth anything to you. So we won't give you anything for Aidan O'Connell. We have all the leverage. Whereas the Raiders, what they're trying to do here, this is what smart teams do. It happens all of the time. What they're trying to do is basically say, listen, Aidan O'Connell, he may be our backup. He's our #2 quarterback. We love him as our backup. You guys see all the reports. Mendoza is struggling, with air quotes there, of course. Obviously, that's standard rookie stuff. But the reality is what the Raiders are doing is setting up this trade. They're putting the pieces in place to make sure O'Connell's value doesn't drop even further. Because I do believe Spytech is going to trade O'Connell. The value is there. And the opportunity is there as well. You have to look at the timing of all of this. Why do we see the reports about the O'Connell trade? We look at the Mendoza storylines, and then we pull up the screen grab here from overthecap.com. And this is O'Connell's contract situation. 2026, this upcoming season, is the last year he's under contract. He's a free agent after this season. He walks away from the Raiders after 2026, which means the Raiders will get nothing in return. And his cap number, you can see it all the way there on the far right, the bottom right box there, $3.8 million. Again, that's a tiny amount in terms of cap space for a team to absorb. So super tradable. And now's the Raiders' last chance if they wanted to move on from Aidan O'Connell. When you factor in the timing, you factor in the reports, you factor in everything we're hearing out of Las Vegas, I think it's becoming inherently obvious John Spytech and company are trying to set up this trade.
So let's just leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. Right. And I'm not like I said, I'm not trying to take a squat on my boy AOC, but I'm just saying the writing is on the wall. The logic is there. Like,
I'm lifting my leg on him.
And I'm like, the writing is on the wall. Why we don't see that? Like he said, this is what good teams do. And when we start finally moving like a competent franchise, everybody acting like Chicken Little. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. Oh, my God, get rid of Maxx. Oh, my God, keep AOC. Oh, my God, what are we doing? Oh, my God, start Mendoza. Like, come on, y'all, come on, chill out. Like what Kobe do?
They've never seen a competent working Raider organization before. That's why they're panicking.
There you go. There you go, Pizzle. There you go, Pizzle. Man.
The hell you doing?
What the hell you doing? Like, you're right. That's what it is. They haven't seen it. So with that being said, y'all need to lean on the OGs. Lean on the OGs. And so my question to you guys is, if we are to trade Aidan O'Connell, what do you think his trade value is? What do you think his trade value is? Because I thought it was a 6th round, but I've moved up to like a 5th rounder now. Hopefully we get a 4th rounder, but what do you guys think his trade value is? Let me know in the comments right now. Let me know. J-Ro say, watch him get featured during the preseason. Ooh.
Yep.
Ooh. That's a good point. That's a good point because I keep telling people, y'all think the preseason going to be Mendoza get to start one game and then Kirk Cousins and AOC get to play 2 halves. I mean, 2 quarter each, and then they switch quarterbacks and then we're not going to know who our starting quarterback to the last game or after the last game, and they're going to evaluate. If y'all think that's what it is, that's not what it is. They will present that way. So then that way other teams that's scheming against us kind of have to scheme for multiple quarterbacks. unless they're just smart and they know that Kirk Cousins is going to really be the guy. And I think a lot of them are, but you still might have to spend, if you got to spend 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour scheming for another quarterback, that's 1 hour less that you have to start to scheme the starter. That we're going to keep our cards close to our chest. Y'all think they're going to tell everything that we're doing? That would be dumb. So what do you guys think his value will be? Ye say a fifth.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get anything higher than that. He was a fourth rounder. I think we got him as a fourth. So we probably get a fourth or a fifth. I can see that being in that range. I don't see us getting any more than that. I think we'd be lucky to get a fourth. I think we're more inclined to get a fifth.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think we'll be able to get a fifth round for him as well. And Lou says AOC and Kirk Cousins are the exact same quarterback. So this is and see now you're gonna make me so when you said this to the other content creator, right? He went on this diatribe about how good Kirk Cousins was, although we had the same conversation and he was sounding like you. And then I was telling him, like, how can you compare a quarterback that has not played a full season yet, hasn't thrown for 4,000 yards yet? Y'all can take his first 17 games over the 3-year period of time. He still didn't get 4,000 yards, but y'all can compare him to a quarterback that has 4,000 yards 7 times. When our franchise has only done it 6 times out of all the quarterbacks we had. 4 with Derek Carr, 1 with Gannon, 1 with Carson Palmer. Y'all should know this by now because I keep saying it. And so you can't compare those 2 quarterbacks. And even if you thought that was true, which you probably might, even if we thought that was true, then if that was the case, why bring in Kirk Cousins to begin with? Why would we bring in Kirk Cousins to begin with when AOC was the only quarterback on our roster when Kubiak decided he was going to be a Raider?
It's the same scenario as when Minshew came over here. It's the same thing. It's the same situation.
Yeah, same situation.
He's going to play. Cousins is going to play because he's getting paid more money.
Well, he's better than him. That ain't the only reason.
And he's better than him, but that's why they brought him over here.
Yeah, that's because when you start your regime and you're a new head coach, you're attached to the quarterback that you come in with. That's why I understand why AP should have been able to start AOC. If he really wanted AOC to start, they should let AOC start. They should have. I get that they put Minshew in. I think because Minshew was a better quarterback, give him a better chance to win. But hey, if AP wanted that, they should let him have that. So AP got the short end of the stick. But in this situation with Coach Kubiak, he was like, let me go get a quarterback that I know can get the job done to some degree. I don't know what I have in Mendoza. I don't want to throw him out there to the wolves when we got all these new pieces. Because if he gets hurt or he doesn't perform well, then we're going to have to take him out of the game and then put in somebody else. And then it's hard to put him back into the game. You see what happened to what's the quarterback? The quarterback in Carolina that we played last year when we had
Bryce Young,
right? And then the Red Rocket came in and gave us that work. But then Bryce ended up getting his job back because, like I was saying even then, yeah, he was going to give us that work, but he's not going to be able to play all those games because of his age, his inability to move out the pocket, maybe to know the system, and he wasn't going to continue to start. And then Bryce Young has to get his job back. We don't want to go through that when we don't have to. We're moving like a competent franchise. So let's just embrace that.
Hug it up. Get your guys and get your friends and hug it out. Let's go hug it out. It'll be all right.
No, we thugs. We thugs that need hugs.
Thugs that need hugs.
Right. So let's get off the topic of AOC because it is what it is. It is what it is. The writing is on the wall. If you want to be delusional and you want to sit there and lead with your heart, then when you get your heart broke, don't get on this internet crying. That's all I'm saying.
Just don't do it.
Just don't do it. Now let's shift gears. I had a question. I had a conversation the other day about our running backs, and we were talking about Charlie Gardner and Darren McFadden.
Gardner.
McFadden was who he is, and Gardner was who he is. And a lot of people might not have seen Gardner play um, because of how long ago that was when we were actually really, really good and we were competing for a Super Bowl.
When we was good.
And if you had one season, and we were just a running back away from competing for a Super Bowl, who would you start and who would you sit? Pizzle, who would you start? Who would you sit out of Charlie Gardner and Darren McFadden?
I'm Gardner. It's not even close to your boy. But
Yeah, I think Charlie Gardner too.
I think he's just built bigger. He's just built different.
Yeah, I think his ability to catch the ball and to affect the passing game as much as he was in the run game, that gives me the nod for him, and I would sit McFadden. I think McFadden was great. I just think that it was harder to game plan for Charlie Gardner. Hey, that's just my opinion based on how I watched him play, and I'm wondering, how do you guys feel? Do you guys feel like Charlie Gardner, or would you sit Gardner and start McFadden? Jack said,
We got McFadden because of the Wildcat phase that the NFL was going through at that time. That's all.
yeah. Jack says Gardner. J-Rose said Skinny Legs was never the third down back that Gardner was. Ooh, good point. Good point. Good point. Bruce Willis says Gardner starts. Okay. Yeah.
I'm glad we all see eye to eye on that.
Yeah. J-Rose says, I think that Kubiak is that ballsy as a head coach and OC that he will let AOC play a majority of the preseason just to drive up his price. Yeah.
That's what he's supposed to do. He's
That's what he's supposed to
auditioning.
do.
He's auditioning for the other teams. He's got 31 other teams, but he can't be a Raider.
Yeah. So put into the chat what you guys think with Gardner or McFadden. Now let's get to our last topic, and make sure y'all hit the like button. I do like the engagement today. I appreciate y'all. I mean, like, hey, I love my Raider Nation. I love my chat Raiders, and I appreciate y'all. So let's get into our last topic. The last topic is the AFC West. What are we going to do with the AFC West? Now, here we go. This is what they're saying the standings are for the AFC West. They have the Kansas City Chiefs or the Chargers leading to be in the AFC West, to lead the AFC West, then Denver, who drops from the top, and then look, plus 1,500, the Raiders. The Raiders. So my question is, do you think that's how it's going to play out? Are we going to end up in the basement again this year? Will Kansas City rise back to prominence? Is the Chargers on the bubble? And has Denver fell off? So what do you think? And what do you guys think in the chat?
Yeah, I don't think Denver's gonna. I think last year Denver got lucky. Yeah, I don't think we're ready for that yet. Possibly next year, definitely the year after. I think we'll be contending for that, but I don't think we're going to be last though.
Well, let's take a look at what's going on in the AFC West. So, Kansas City, they got Bieniemy back. So for them, the standard is the standard, because they fell off for a year and everybody felt like that it's over for Kansas City. And I'm like, how y'all think that? As long as they got the franchise quarterback, and they just gave the coach an extension, and they extended Mahomes, and Kelsey is back, and they kind of addressed a little bit of their defense. Then they went and I think that they're going to be back.
We didn't send
But-
Kelsey out with a loss. Damn, I
Yeah,
thought
we
we
did.
retired his ass with a loss. Damn it.
That boy messed around and got married to a billionaire, and he gonna be back balling. But now, can Kansas City come back and lead the AFC West like they have? Now the question is, how is Mahomes going to play? It's been reported that he's starting to do more under the center instead of being in the shotgun, relying on his talent. Now, if they do in fact use their running back, then they went and got a K9 Walker. They got him from Seattle, so they're going to rely on the run game. What do you say, Pizzle, about winning games? You got to do what?
Gotta run the ball.
You got to run the ball. So if you don't want to rely on your quarterback having to be the hero, you run the ball. And so if they're going to run the ball and establish the run, and they're going to be able to establish it more than they have with Pacheco and with Kareem Hunt, with K9. So they're trying to balance their offense and settle their offense. So could they return back to where they were?
Because ultimately what you can do with Mahomes is run the ball twice, first and second down. And then as long as you got a pretty well sure-handed wide receivers, you'll be able to throw for the first down. And then you can come out back and start it. Or if it's short and if it's 3rd and 1, you probably run it. So you run it 3 times. It depends on what the situation is, but that's what then you restart, like, and then you don't have to throw it, you don't have to run it on first down. You can play action out of first down now. I mean, there's all kinds of different things you could do. Right? You can run a reverse, you could do whatever you want at that point because you're trying to keep them guessing.
Right. And if they run on first down and get 3-4 yards, and they can throw it, they can play action on second down.
Yep.
And Mahomes is good enough to make a play.
Oh, yeah.
Even if they throw it to Kelsey right there, it's going to be 3rd and 2.
Yeah,
3rd and 1.
They're just making it so they don't have to rely on Mahomes' mobility as much this year because he's coming off of that injury. I mean, everybody should understand this. Like, you're not going to be as good as you were before your first year. You're going to have little quirks.
Yeah. And I think that's where we can kind of make a move on them because now is the time to get on their head if we're going to get on their head. So now
plus 1,500, huh? I might have to put $100 down over there.
You feel me? And so let's talk about the LA Chargers. Like, so now that they have a new offensive coordinator with McDaniel, or whatever, from Miami, and he loved coaching against us. I don't know if y'all remember the video where he made Maxx Crosby jump offside, and he was like, wait, I'm going to act like I'm changing the play, and he didn't change the play, and Max jumped offside, and he was acting like a little kid at Disney World, talking about, like little girl, like whatever. But they brought somebody in for the offense. They're trying to help your boy over there, the quarterback that I never remember his name because I don't respect him like that, is Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert. And so the thing about him, they're trying to change his footwork a little bit. They're trying to get some things. But the thing about them is I don't think Herbert, when the game gets tough, he overthrows a lot. He's just not the gamer that they think he is. Now, could he turn a corner? It's possible. But he does have some deficiencies, and I don't think he's really that guy like that. He went to the playoffs a couple of times, and they lost both times. And I remember we played them head up to see who goes to the playoffs, and we beat them. So I don't think Herbert is really that guy like that. But they have them ranked pretty high because, they're going to come in and they have a new offense and they hope that it translates. Now, can they win the division? I don't know.
He didn't have a quarterback coach like John Harbaugh either. Or Jim Harbaugh. Herbert.
Yeah. And so they're trying to change some things with him. Now, is it enough where he could be that it can elevate the Chargers to number 1 in the division? I think the Chokers always start off good and then they end up getting injured.
Yeah, they start off sprinting.
They start off sprinting. Yeah. And the thing about McDaniels, the thing about the Chargers, the thing about McDaniels and his offense is his quarterbacks get hit a lot. Look at Tua. Because the way they scheme is We're not going to guard somebody, but we're going to try to take advantage somewhere else. Hurry up, get the ball out. Yeah, you could do that, but your quarterback is going to get smacked, hit stick. So now the question is, can they keep the quarterback healthy? I don't think so. He got injured last year. Not to say injury prone, but he's susceptible. So I don't really think the Chokers could win this division. But hey, if they can sustain the play all year long, then they're going to be in the running for it. But I just don't see it as that way.
It's going to come down to them being able to run the ball, right? It's going to depend on whether Alt and the other offensive linemen over there get injured or not. You know, how injury prone are their offensive line are? Because that's kind of like that's the key, right? Well, because once your number one guy goes down, like you can't just replace Joe Alt, bro. That dude's a beast.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. And then they have the Broncos falling from grace. They're having some issues on defense because that's obviously what's held that team together is their defense.
mm-hmm.
And they have a quarterback coming back from an injury.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, like you just said, Pizzle, it's going to take a year before you even get that confidence back to where he can feel like he can play back at full strength.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Mahomes that's coming back from injury. We have Herbert coming back from injury. Granted, it's his hand is not the same as Mahomes or even Blow Dix. But so there's our window. There's our window right there. The window is open. It might not be a front window. It might not be a side window, but it's a window in the back. It might even be the skylight on the roof. But the window is open because these quarterbacks got to get themselves back into full playing shape. So I think that's why they dropped down a little bit. But I think a lot of us already felt that Denver really wasn't that good because we really could have beat Denver. We just couldn't score more than 16 points. And I don't think that's what the problem is going to be this year.
That sounds so bad, bro. Couldn't score more than 16 points.
That's terrible, right?
And we specifically bring Chip Kelly over here to score more than 16 points. Like,
right.
What are you doing, dude?
And so I just don't think Denver is just it like that. I think they're not going to win the division. They have them third in the division. I think we could beat them out. So we don't have to be in the basement, but they got us in the basement with a plus 1,500. So they're essentially saying we don't have no chance at all. But I understand the logic behind it. The logic is that, look, we got a new quarterback, new O-line, new head coach, new defensive coordinator. Everything is brand new key. So to expect the Raiders to do something in year one with all these new moving parts is it doesn't make logical sense. Now, this is where y'all can insert a little bit of your heart. I said a little bit of your heart because the reality is all those things I just said are true. And all those things I said that's true, they are factors. Now, the question is, how fast can we make that learning curve become a reality? Plus 1,500. I don't think we that far behind. I think that we can not end up in the bottom of our division, but we won't. I don't know. Huh?
I think that's going to belong to Denver.
Yeah, I think it's going to belong to Denver as well. So, what do you feel about what they're saying about the Raiders at this point? Is it legit or no?
Well, I don't think it's legit right now. I mean, it's possible. I mean, I understand, like you said, everything's new. So, and we don't know what's going to come of it. But I'm just gonna say that I think Kubiak is coming more prepared than any other coach that we've had in the last, I don't know, probably 10 years or so, ever since I think Chucky's first stint around. I think he's coming just prepared. We got a really championship quality coaching staff. You know, the offensive line coach is off the hook. You know, we just got all stars in the coaching up and down. So I think that this coach and this coaching staff is a really good chance for us to win. It gives us the best chance to win that we've seen in a long, long, long time.
Yeah, I agree. So this is what I think how it's going to play out. Just right now, going into camp because I'm not sure. I don't know what kind of team we're going to field, but I don't think we're going to be the last. I do think that we can beat out Denver. I think we can even beat out the Chargers, but we can't let the Chargers jump out to an early like they normally do sometimes. Is win games in the beginning of the season and then start tapering off. I think we play the Chargers early in the year too, so that's a game we're going to have to win so we can assert our dominance. We played the Chargers week 2.
Yeah, week 2. Yep, we
And
do.
see, that's our chance right there to put our foot where on their throat,
Yeah, right on their head.
right on their head. So that's a game that we need to circle. That's going to tell us a lot because we need to win division games. I think we only won one last year, and that was against the Chiefs. And
The last game of the year.
last game of the year, 60-yarder, 5 field goals. AOC was the quarterback, but we won with 5 field goals.
Yep.
So I think it's going to go, and I hate to say it, and even the Chiefs is suspect.
Yeah, they are.
Because I mean, granted that the Broncos did get Waddle, but what are they bringing with Waddle? Are they going to just throw him the ball so he can get his stats, or are they going to really use him to win games? And I don't think Blow Diggs got it like that. I think he's too much of a gunslinger. I think he's better than he actually is, which I don't have a problem with because he can grow into that. But he ain't that. He ain't that like that. So I think it could be the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Chargers, and then Denver. That's just what I think. And that's just me thinking very optimistically, not knowing what we got, but I think our O-line is gonna do what we need to do. We're gonna run the ball. Something that we haven't been doing very effectively is setting up the pass with the run. We said we was going to be a run team last year. They came out and said we were going to run the ball. And what we do, very first play of the first game, play action.
Mm-hmm.
Pete Carroll, halftime. So you guys are still in the game. I mean, guys are fighting. What do you think you guys need to do? We need to run the ball. What do we do? First play, second half, play action. So I don't think we're going to have that problem this year. I think we're going to be a more balanced team, and I think it's going to equate to wins. I saw somebody said 12-5. That's a lot. 12 wins is a lot, especially coming from 3. I don't think we were a 3-win team last year. I think we were more like a 5-win team last year.
But, I agree with that. 5 or 6.
Yeah, 5 or 6. But 12 is asking a lot. But if we get into that 10 mark or whatever, that's us being close to the playoffs. It used to be 10 to get in, but they added that extra game. But they got the extra playoff spot. So it could get us in. We are in a hard division because we had 3 of these teams went to the playoffs. So that means they all had like double-digit wins. I think at least 2 of them for sure had double-digit wins, if not all 3. So I think if we're competitive, we can get that 8 or 9 win like we were like the ceiling is for our team. If we can get to that 9 win, then that puts us in about 2nd place, maybe 3rd, all depending on if we beat our teams in our division. So, chat, what do you guys
need to do that?
What do you guys think? What do you guys think where the Raiders are going to land this year in our division? Do you think they're going to be dead last like they have us projected? Where do you guys have us finishing? Let's see. Jet Lee says our D tackle room is shit. I'm only looking for Talaki Tasi. Oh well, I think we do have some help in there. I mean, Tasi's going to be good. I think we got Tonka Hemingway, JJ Pegues. They both had like 4 sacks in limited play. I do think that Butler and Booker is going to have to step their game up because they know that if not, they're going to probably be out of here because they didn't really do much last year, which was kind of Robbie Leonard's, responsibility.
Yeah, yeah.
so
Rob
we need
Leonard.
you to
Rob. I call him Coach Rob. I don't call him.
Coach Rob Leonard, Coach Robbie, I call him.
Yeah, I know.
But he gotta earn it. He gotta earn it for some people. And I think that this is gonna be his opportunity. We gotta have some patience with him because this is his first year, but I do think we have some D tackles in there. We're trying to see what we got before we move on. And I think that's smart. You said 8. What's 8? You got us with 8 wins. So where do you think we're gonna end up in the division? Are we gonna be first? Are we gonna be second, third, or fourth? What do you guys think? What'd you say you thought we were going to finish at in the division?
I was thinking above Denver. So
Wherever that is, huh?
I think Denver's going to be at the bottom.
Okay, so third place, which would not be super bad because I mean we made progression. Because I don't think Denver's going to be chopped liver. They're just not really that good if you can score points.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't think their offense was that good. We just weren't even on last year.
Yeah.
What up, Ralph? How you doing, Rafa?
Happy time was good with him. Yeah, we just weren't good at all, and we weren't competitive, and consequently, one of the other teams ended up going to the playoffs because we were not that good. And plus, all the other teams, they pretty much won 2 games from us, except for Kansas City. And they didn't even, Kansas City didn't make the playoffs last year, huh?
No, Mahomes got hurt, and then I think we beat them.
So 2 teams made the playoffs last year. It was 3 teams the year before then.
Yeah,
I know all 3 teams made the playoffs at some point. It was last year, not the year before last, not last season. So, yeah. So that's why they went back and got Bieniemy to give them that edge. So I think it's going to be very interesting where we end up this year. I think we're going to be a lot more competitive than plus 1,500. So I don't know. We'll see. So that's all I have for the moment.
Yeah.
So that's all I have, and I really appreciate y'all for hacking in.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate y'all, the ones that hang out and stay, and it's Red Edition all day, every day. You feel me?
Yep, it's a lovely day. Every
It's
day
a lovely day.
Thankful.
Yep. So make sure y'all hit that like button on the way out. Make sure y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. I will be back tonight with the Good Raider. I think he's going to do a show. He hit me up and he want to do a show. We're going to talk about a couple things. So make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. I think we're going to be going on 7:30 West Coast time. And I know that the USA plays soccer today. So hopefully they win. And shout out to El Capitan, to Bruce Willis, Jet Li, Keurig, I like that. J. Rowe, Bruce Willis, you already know what it is. Lou, you acted right today. Shout out to you, Jack Yates. 805 Raider for stopping through. Make sure y'all go to his channel. Good. That's another content creator that I listen to them. Him and Severe. I do like them. I don't necessarily have to agree with everything that they say. I don't expect y'all to agree with everything that I say, but they back it up. And not to mention, I mean, they have experience. I think 805 Raider is a coach, so he has some insight. Like when y'all see him breaking down film, I listen to him. He got some real good pertinent information. Severe is definitely a person who I think thinks logically. I mean, he does have some emotional takes about how he feels, but he let that be known. So he ain't on crash out status. So shout out to them. Who else was in here today? Jack Gustav. You feel me? So Jet Li says, I just don't get why people see Jonah Laulu as a starter only because he started for us. Well, he's a project.
I like him.
Yeah, he's a project, and I think and we need a big D tackle anyway, and he's that big guy. So hopefully he can take up the double team
Yeah,
before we have to go out and spend.
I think that's why we didn't go and get one. I think we're gonna, like you said, we're gonna see what we got on the front end this year, and if we don't have what we need on the front end this year, we're gonna go ahead and draft, and then we're gonna find out if we need a wide receiver or not. And then we're going to go and draft them. Why we don't want to keep spending all the money? We'd rather just wait and draft them.
Well, yeah, because you kind of got to build your team through the draft too.
Yep. And then these guys catch a relationship with them. You got to get everybody on. That's why we're on this little 5-year plan, right? We're going to probably do the 5th-year option with Mendoza, right? So we're going to have 5 years. So we got this window, right? And the clock is ticking.
Yeah. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
And hopefully hopefully we can keep, re-gearing the machine. We'll keep replacing players that will get bought out or leave, or because people are going to want to get these players. If we become good, they're going to want to swoop up the coaches too. That's what happens. They pillage.
Yeah.
Then you got to
Like
be able to. Then you got to be able to replug and play. You got to be able to reload.
Like you say, you ready to start pillaging again.
Yep.
Yep. So thank y'all for hacking into the show. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the loyalty. And you already know there's only one nation all day, every day. I'm a Raider, though.
I'm a Raider, though.
I'm a Raider, from the Bay to LA to Las Vegas. Recipes to Al Davis.